Okay, I am finally alone, so I get the chance to film. I am doing an oil painting. This is Our Lady of Guadalupe. If you're not familiar, this is in, I believe, the Catholic religion. Yes, Catholic. I'm swiftly Googling so I have my information correct. But yeah, I decided to do this. I've been wanting to do this as a gift for my friend's mom for honestly quite a long time. And newsflash, I am no longer employed, so I have some time. I have lots of time to do these things. I printed out some pictures, just some inspo to kind of get like the vibe of what I want to make. Canvas panel ready to go. I am just finessing some measurements right now, trying to make sure that I get the grid right. I did this sketch myself, just sort of loosely following the inspiration of like what Our Lady of Guadalupe may look like. I wanted it to just be like the standard of what she's usually depicted as. So that's what I'm going with. Hands, I am not sure how I'm going to do that. I am not prepared, but I am just excited to get this started. Really, painting hands, they are just shadows and light. Everything is just a shadow and a light and blending, and if I just don't get too caught up in trying to make it look realistic, I think I'll be okay. So that's the situation, that's the vibe. I'm still trying to figure out my grid here because I did mess up. I gessoed the canvas, I sanded it, it's ready to go. I just need to get the grid on here and do the drawing, and then I can start to paint. Now, as far as a wash goes, I actually don't think I'm going to do one because I feel like the wash I would have done is already the color of the canvas itself. More so, I need to figure out how I'm going to do like the background of this. In a lot of these pictures, there is this like gold and red light, and it's very like beautiful and somewhat metallic. I don't know. I'm not sure what it stands for. Maybe I should have done some research, but like I said, this is a gift for people who know all about her. I just want to get it into a painting and so they can add it to their collection, because my friend's family has quite a collection of things that resemble her and whatnot. So I am going to sort of, I'm still toying with the idea of doing a wash or not. We'll see. I do really like it because, as I've heard before, it does sort of take some of the pressure off of when you start to paint, but I kind of just want to get started. So we'll see. I don't want it to feel too, like, I don't want this to feel like too statuesque, if that makes sense. I want it to come off like a bit more ethereal than that. So hopefully I can do that. I'm really trying to just have fun with it. Just remind myself, like, this is a gift. I'm not getting paid. It's just for something extra for them to enjoy and have in their house. Not a huge deal. But I do want it to look good because I want everything that I give as a gift to be a good thing. So we'll see. I'm gonna practice the art of slowing down, and I really did. I don't know if this is the same. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if this is supposed to be Our Lady of Guadalupe. I just kind of liked the profile of it and I liked the hands, so I might play around with something like that and put that here. But yeah, I'm learning as I go. So yeah, I sort of thought like I would do this as a short just because I didn't think I'd have much to say, but now that I'm talking, I feel like I do. Okay, I wanted to update you guys. This is the situation. I wanted to put this piece of paper on like a magnet board that I have and just like surround the magnet with these pictures, but I mean, this works fine. And it's directly above me, so I don't have to be like craning my neck or anything. So now I'm just going to add the sketch. Probably make some changes to the face. I'm not sure. Honestly, I think the face is pretty perfect. It took me a while to even figure out the nose. So I might just leave it as is, but I do wonder if it's going to be too small once I move it over here, but we'll see. I honestly, I feel like it'll be fine because I'm using the grid method. It's going to transfer over really well. With that being said, I do want to go through some of my sponges. Oops. I do want to go through some of my sponges and figure out what I'm going to use. So I think for sure for some of the strays of light, I'm assuming that's light. I think it's light behind her. I'm going to use this sponge to sort of, you know, push that off into the end. Oh, there's paint on here. Okay, I have to be careful. But I'm going to use this one for sure. And then just to get through some of that texture, I think I'll... Ooh, this is a good sponge too to use for the light. I think I'll use that. Just to get an overall application, I'm going to go with the heart. I used that last time and that worked really well. And then, sort of just thinking out loud here, I do like how in this picture there's a couple other like texture things in the back here, and I want, like, yeah, I love this like the rays, sorry, the rays of light are really pretty, but I did love just sort of like, this gives me more of an ethereal vibe, and that's kind of what I'm going for. So I do want to incorporate just like a different sponge, and I was thinking of doing this one, and I could cut these sponges to be like a different, more oblong shaped instead of like these squares, and we'll see if that gives me the effect I want. I also have this, which is really pretty, but I don't know if it'll translate well. I don't want this to come off messy in the back, so I just have to be careful. I'm gonna take out the butterfly for overall application as well. And my brushes, bring these down. They're all clean. I do have to throw away some trash here before I get started and move my palette, but this is more of like gathering my supplies. So I've got my brushes now and my sponges. I'm gonna put the tape, the scissors, and that away and move this out and start to pick my paint. I think it's time. Okay, hi, it's voiceover Steph. Apparently I am not done talking like I thought I was. I actually really do want to talk about this painting. I had such a good time. I did make some minor mistakes. I feel like that's the norm whenever I do a painting. There's always just something that I forget to do. And I mentioned earlier in the video that I wasn't going to do an acrylic wash, and I regret it. I completely forgot that this canvas, it's incredibly what's the word? It's incredibly like thick, and I don't think that I sanded it properly. You can see in some of the clips that like there's pecks of white coming in, and that was just extremely annoying. So that was problem number one, just not doing that acrylic wash. But I did do an underpainting, and I love the way it came out. I did the underpainting with, let me look really quick. Okay, so I did the underpainting with Williamsburg transparent yellow iron oxide, and I really enjoyed that process. I do notice the areas that I didn't use a lot of it is where those specks of white came through. So I either need to do a pretty good acrylic wash where it just fills the canvas completely, or I need to make sure that I do a pretty thick layer of an underpainting. But the underpainting helped me so much. I didn't have a lot of like blending issues. I didn't have a lot of issues of where to start and how to make shadows. I just kind of had like such an easier time with this, and which I'm really happy about because I painted this in quite a short amount of time. I think overall it took me about 3 or 4 hours over the course of a few days. So yeah, I definitely noticed I should have done an acrylic wash. I also noticed I had to go back over a few areas because there was still pencil you could see, and I didn't like that. So yeah, just little things, little mistakes here and there that I made, but overall I'm really, really happy with it. At the end of the video, or not the end of the video, sort of like right now, you'll see, I decided to not paint her hands because I just didn't feel confident, and I wanted this to turn out really well, and I didn't want a really bad painted hand to take away from the painting itself. So I decided to just cover it up. I do want to do a few studies on ears and hands, because those seem to be like my major problem areas. I can never get them quite right. I don't really have a lot of confidence or practice doing them, so I do want to try that out. But yeah, overall, a really good experience with this painting. I learned a lot, and I just felt myself like let go a bit. Like I've mentioned a million times, this is a gift. It's long overdue, honestly. This is for my best friend and her family, and I hope that they love it. I hope that, you know, they look at it and they're happy with it. I don't know. I had a really good time. I'm really proud of it. I wanted her to come off a bit more like traditional. I think her eyes look amazing. They slay. And yeah, it was overall a really fun time. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe. I have other content that you can watch. I will put link to some other videos. And yeah, that's about it. Bye. Okay, she's pretty much done. Yeah, I kind of really love the way this turned out, especially her face. I feel like I got the blended portions done really well. The shading, I might do a little bit more shading up on the forehead. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. I don't ever really do clothing, so this was new. It's kind of hard to make something seem lifelike I guess, and like get likeness. All of my reference pictures were great, and that was really helpful, but yeah, when it came to like her robe, I kind of had a hard time. I didn't end up doing the hands, I just painted over it. I cannot be bothered. I'm very bad with painting hands, and until I learn how to do that a little bit better, I'm just gonna leave it as is. This is my palette right now, and then this is like the mess on my desk that I have to clean up. So yeah, my gift is done. I'm pretty happy with it. I kind of love how it looks like something you would see on a mural in Mexico or something. Like, I just love that kind of vibe for this one. And I initially wanted to do something a bit more lifelike, but I don't know, I just kind of went with my gut, and ultimately this is the face that I landed on. So yeah, I hope my friend likes it. I hope her mom likes it. It's just to have in their house, so you know, no hard feelings if they hate it. I don't really do gifts often, so it feels good, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see if they end up liking it. But yeah, I'm gonna paint the edges here because they're bare, and I have leftover paint. I'm thinking I might go with black. I don't know, I have green, blue, gold, so, oh, and I also have silver. We'll see what I end up doing. I enjoyed this. This was fun. I got a little self-conscious there because I was a little worried that I wasn't doing it justice, but I think I'm alright. As long as the face turned out good, that's really all I care about. The stars were difficult, and they're kind of like warped because of the fabric anyway, so that's sort of what I went with. But yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. On to the next painting. Bye-bye.